How we doing today, YouTube? D-Ski from D-Ski Grills back with another cooking video. And today we are making Suckle Buster Kurobuta Pork Chops on the Glen Blue kettle. Folks, can't wait to show you this cook. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna bring you up close, show you each of the ingredients for this cook. And then what we're gonna do, folks, is get that grill set up. I am so excited about this cook. I can't wait to share this with you. So what we have, folks, first is awesome Kurobuta pork. This is Berkshire pork from a company called Wild Forks. So Wild Forks, they are a distribution center that is based out of Fort Worth, Texas. I ordered this yesterday at around 8:30 p.m. It showed up today between 9 and 12. The next ingredient we're going to use is Suckle Busters. Suckle Busters is an awesome pork rub, all right? And the name of this one is Hog Waller, okay? So this will be my first time trying this out. I'm going to do a video in the future where we discuss the favorite rubs for 2022. Now, along with this awesome pork, we're also going to make an onion vegetable rice. So to do that, we're going to use a Lipton soup mix, okay? 1 package of that. We're going to also use parboiled rice. So I have a container of parboiled rice. We're going to do all this on the stove top. Now, this is going to be an onion vegetable rice. So as we're cooking this, we will also infuse these with awesome vegetables. So I have a mix of vegetables. I have some cauliflower, some corn, green beans, things like that. So you know what we'll do? I'll take you to the cutting board. I'll show you step by step how we're going to season these awesome pork chops. We'll go out there and get that grill fired up. So before you know it, we'll be back at the cutting board checking out the final product of this Suckle Busters Kurobuta pork chops made on the Glen Blue kettle. I want to thank you as always for joining me, and let's get cooking. Okay, folks, so we're back at the cutting board, and what I've done is I've actually removed the packaging on 3 of these awesome 1.5 inch Kurobuta pork chops. So I figured we'll take the last one out of the package together. So let's do that. So again, company is Wild Forks, aged premium Berkshire pork, okay? Aged for at least a minimum of 8 days is what this says, okay? We're gonna go ahead and get this opened up. I love that these folks are local and I can put this order in and get it the next day. It's kind of unreal. It's an awesome way to be able to get premium meat shipped to your door, okay? So we're just gonna go ahead. They're vacuum sealed. It came frozen, so I had to thaw them, but they're vacuum sealed for freshness. So let's get it opened up. All I'll do is cut around the bottom edge. You're not really able to see that, but I'm just cutting so I can get that vacuum seal off of there, okay? Okay, so let's put this down. Here we go. Just like that, it's exposed. We're gonna pick it up and put it on the tray along with the other ones. So let me bring the other ones into view. Look at these beautiful pieces of pork, okay? These are gonna be some remarkable pork chops. Now again, I said they're about 1.5 inches thick, so I definitely wanna show you that again. So when you're cooking pork like this, you definitely want to make sure you're going low and slow, bringing it up to temperature. Then we're going to sear it off right over the direct flames, okay? These are 1.5 inches, close to 1.75 inches thick, each one. So awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm really excited about this. All right, so let's start the seasoning process. Okay, so it's seasoning time. We're going to start off first with olive oil as a binder, and we're going to go ahead and add a nice coat of this on each of these pork chops. I'm going to go ahead and get that rubbed in. Just like that. Want to make sure to not forget the edges. We want flavor everywhere, so we're going to go all around the sides and get this olive oil coated well on these chops, okay? All right, so that's that. We're going to go ahead and flip and repeat on the other side. Man, these things look beautiful. Okay, back with our olive oil. And we will rub it in again. Okay, we'll leave it on this side for now and go ahead and start the seasoning process. Okay, so what we're using for seasoning today, again, is Suckle Busters Hog Waller, okay? First time using this stuff, rave reviews. I bought this from Amazon, and that's generally where I pick up most of my rubs. Can't wait to give this a shot. I tell you what, it has a beautiful color, and I'm sure it's going to impart awesome flavor on these pork chops. So we're going to go in with that, and we are going heavy. We have a nice thick piece of pork here, 1.5 inches thick, if not greater. So I know it can take these spices. Tell you what, it smells wonderful. You can smell heat, you can smell pepper. All right, so I'm gonna do a light pat. Don't these things look great? We're gonna flip and repeat. Okay, so let's do the same thing to the other side and our last one. Okay, we will use this tray to take care of our edges as well, just to make sure everything gets coated well. But here's what we have, folks. We have awesome, awesome seasoned Kurobuta pork that's gonna go out on that Glen Blue kettle. All right, that's it. I will meet you outside and we can check out the grill setup. I'll see you guys outside. Okay, YouTube, so you saw that grill setup. What did we do? We started off with filling up the slow and sear water reservoir. So why do we do that? We want to make sure to protect this meat, okay? The water is going to act as a barrier between the heat, plus it's going to add moisture to this cook, okay? We're looking for awesome, tender pork chops at the end of this cook. So what did we do next? We added the Fogo lump charcoal. Once it asked over, we added 1 piece of peach wood, okay? We're gonna add a little light fruit flavor to this pork. And now we are at my favorite part of the video. And you know what that is? Let's get cooking. So here we are, folks. We have these beautiful Kurobuta pork chops ready to go on the Glen Blue kettle. We're gonna go indirect and we're gonna cook, folks, until they reach around 130 to 135 internally. Then we're gonna sear these babies off, okay? So let's get them added right now. Look how beautiful they look. With the size of the 26-inch kettle, you have plenty of space to do a cook like this, all right? So no worries about real estate here. These things look amazing, folks, I'm telling you. So there they are, sitting there ready to show out. We're gonna close the lid. We'll get back together in about 30 minutes. We'll come out with our thermal pen and start checking internal temps. Thanks for hanging in there with me for this cook. It's gonna be amazing. Can't wait to show you the final result. Okay, folks, we're back. So what I want to show you is this beautiful light blue smoke that is billowing out of the Glen Blue kettle. We are now at around 275 degrees. I have the top exhaust choked down to about 1/4 to 1/8 inch open, okay? What I want is for these to come up to temperature slow. I want that peach smoke to just invoke awesome flavor into these awesome pork chops, right? So the idea is for it to come up slow, get nice and tender. We come back, we check. Once we get these babies, like I said, up to around 135, 140, then we're gonna crank up the slow and sear, get that baby up to searing temperatures of 450 to 500 degrees, sear these chops off, and meet at the cutting board. In the meantime, nothing left to do except go back in here, catch a little bit more of this March Madness that's going on right now, and get back together in about 45 minutes. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, folks, so we are here at the stove top, and if you remember, as part of this Kurobuta pork chops we're making out there on that grill right now, we're gonna also hook up a magnificent onion vegetable rice, okay? So to do that, let me show you what we're gonna do first. We're first using a 2.5 quart pot, right? I have this about 3/4 filled with water right now. And what we wanna do is add 1 package of the Lipton onion soup mix, okay? So we'll do that right now together. Now this is the onion portion of our rice. We're going to infuse it with onion flavor by making this onion soup as our water, okay? So let's get this fired up. Now once this comes to a boil, we'll go to the next step. I'll see you guys in a second. Okay folks, we're back. Our water and onion mixture is boiling, so we have an awesome onion soup now. Here's what we want to do. Next step, we want to add a pinch of salt, okay? So we'll go with a little bit. I'll call that close to a pinch. We're going to come back with some crushed black pepper. Just build up a little flavor for this rice. Next step, folks, we're coming with 1 cup of parboiled rice. All right, so very, very good rice. I use this all the time. So I've been using this for a couple of years. It makes perfect rice every time. All right, so we use 1 cup and a half. So we're doing 1.5 cups of rice. Okay, that's fair. About 1.5 cups. All we need to do now, folks, is add our remaining ingredients. We'll get the rice out the way. Onion vegetable rice, okay? So let's come back with some veggies. And we don't go overboard with this stuff. This is that regular mixture of your mixed vegetables, your carrots, your corn, your peas, and green beans, things like that. Okay, so we just want a little bit, right? A little bit of that. And I also have a California blend, and that has broccoli and cauliflower and more carrots, okay? So let's use a little bit of that. Not too much. Like I said, we just want to add some flavor. This is a veggie onion rice. Let's get some veggies in here. All right? Good enough. All right, folks. So we want this to come to a boil, which it will do in just a second. Once it boils, all we're going to do is the secret trick. That secret trick is foil. Okay? Once this comes to a boil, we're going to add foil to the top. Okay? Then we're going to put our lid on top of the foil. Turn the eye down to low, set the timer for 20 minutes. That equals perfect rice every time. You smell so good. Wonderful peach flavor. I can't wait. I just can't wait. Okay, folks, we are back. And I know it's silly, but I think you caught me in the middle of having a moment while I was waiting for these awesome pork chops to get done. The peach smoke out here is absolutely amazing. It's just rolling through these pork chops right now, and I know it's going to be an awesome final result. We're about 30 minutes into this cook. What I'd like to do, since we have our rice going, is go ahead and open this up, use our thermal pan, see where we're at on these pork chops. What I want is no more than 145 degrees. We don't want to overcook this awesome pork, so that is the safe temperature to have succulent, tender pork chops. Let's get this thing opened up. My goodness, folks, they are coming along well. We do have our thermal pan. This is trusted, tried and true. And what we want to do is go ahead now and just start checking to see where we're at. Okay, we'll start with the first chop in the thick part of it. We are at 121, okay, on the first chop. The second one is holding true at 122. Our third chop is at 120. And our fourth chop is at 118. Now you can't beat even cooking like that, okay? So we're gonna shut it back down. Right now you can see the peach smoke. I'm telling you folks, it's getting this light hint of peach. This is a great cook. It is more of a low and slow type cook, like I said. So the heat is coming from this side, moving this way, all right? When it's time to start searing, we're gonna go ahead and leave this wide open, let this grill get angry, and we're gonna sear these chops off, all right? So no more than about 10 more degrees, and it'll be time to start searing. I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, folks, we're back. You can hear Alexa chiming, letting me know 20 minutes is up. Alexa, turn off timer. Folks, what that means now is that we have perfect rice. Okay, so we're gonna kill the eye and go ahead and take the top off of our rice. What we have, folks, is rice done right, okay? We're gonna let this sit here. Here's what I'll show you really quick. I want you to see what I mean when I say that the kernels are absolutely perfect, okay? Look at this and how they break apart, all right? What I'm gonna do is drain this water. Go ahead and let this just sit here until our pork gets done, okay? But what you have is individual kernels that are cooked to perfection, all right? This is an awesome way to make rice. You're not gonna be able to beat it when it comes down to having rice that doesn't stick, full of flavor, with veggies and all the good stuff to make it awesome, okay? I'll meet you back outside because I bet it's time to go ahead and start searing off these pork chops. See you outside. Okay, folks, we're back. So all kind of excited. If you remember, we were right at around 120 degrees. We have the thermal pen. We're gonna go ahead and check again. I bet you it's time to start searing these babies off. Let's see where we're at. Man, beautiful defined bark is starting to come. The peach smoke is almost burnt totally out. I'm gonna go right back in, check internal temps. We're at 135. Wonderful. That's where we wanna be. 10 degrees for searing, okay? We're at 136. We are at 133. And finally, we are at 130, maybe 133. All kind of excited. Here's what I'm saying. We're gonna sear these babies off. Perfect temperature for tender, awesome pork is 145. Anything past that, it gets way too dry and you just waste it, okay? We want succulent, juicy pork chops today. So let's start the searing process. As you can see, the fire is stoked really, really high on one side of the grill. That's the side where this peach wood is at. We're gonna let this go again for about 5 minutes because I wanna sear maybe 2 steaks at a time, okay? So I want this heat to move over this way a little bit more. I'll get back with you in a few minutes and then we're gonna start doing some awesome searing, get up to 145, then we'll meet at that cutting board. Folks, before we sear this off, I want to show you what I meant about like a half and half type effect. You see all the water boiling on this side? That's where our heat is at. This is more of a low and slow where you start on one side and it works its way over. There's tons of water here, but nothing boiling. In about 2 or 3 minutes, you'll notice that this boiling is going to be happening more on this side as well. At that time, we will drop at least 2 chops on this thing and get this searing going, okay? Wonderful, wonderful finished result is what we're going to have here. Just wanted to show you how our grill is behaving. It's doing a wonderful job for that low and slow. We'll leave it open so it can do a wonderful job for the searing. See you in a bit. Okay, folks, so we're back. So we're about 3/4 hot right now as far as the surface goes. Our water is boiling up to about this point here. It's time to go ahead and sear these babies off, so let's do that now. We're going for good caramelization. We want this fat to start breaking down, so here we go, folks. We'll put us 1 chop here and another one here. All right, so here's the plan, folks. We're gonna go about 1 minute and then flip and do 1 minute on the other side. That is all it's gonna take to reach that 145. I'll bring them over and we will do the next side, okay? But look at this, absolutely amazing Kurobuta pork. I'm gonna shut this down before the flame gets too angry. We'll get back together when it's time to do the first flip. Folks, we have this beautiful sear happening here. Goodness gracious alive. These things are gonna be amazing. All right, we are going with our next 2. We're gonna follow the same theme, get back together at the cutting board. 1 minute on each side, then we'll let it rest for about 5 minutes, and then we'll cut into these babies. I'll see you at the cutting board. Okay, folks, we are back, and I am so excited to show you the final product of our Suckle Buster Kurobuta Pork Chops made on the Glen Blue kettle. Remember, folks, we also made an awesome onion and veggie rice. So let's start off first by showing you that. We can talk about what we did with the rice first, okay? So what we did, folks, we started off with about 3/4 of a pot of water. We boiled it, we added the Lipton soup mix to it, okay? Just 1 package. Once it came to boil, we added 1.5 cups of parboiled rice, we added salt and pepper, and we added some veggies, okay? That's all we did, folks. We let that rice soak in that onion soup mixture. The final result was rice that was not stuck together. Remember, we added foil, we let it cook for 20 minutes, and that's what gives you the perfect rice. Beautiful, beautiful rice, okay? this is going to be a treat on the side of that awesome pork. So as far as the pork chops go, folks, what we did is we introduced 4 Berkshire pork chops, about 1.5 inches thick each one. And what we introduced them with was olive oil and a heavy dose of the Suckle Busters hog waller, okay? I went heavy on both sides. We let it sit on that cutting board. Then we went outside and got that Glen Blue kettle fired up. We cooked indirect. I showed you what we were gonna do there. We used Fogo lump charcoal. We added water for moisture. All we did was cook indirect until the temperature reached around 130 to 135 degrees. Then we left it open, got that slow and sear fired up. We opened up the damper, we opened up the intake. Once that thing got hot, we started searing. 1 minute on each side. Since then, we've been resting on the cutting board for about 5 minutes, and I can't wait to show you the final product. So let's check it out. Goodness gracious. I'm telling you folks, amazing is what this is. Look at these beautiful chops. They've been sitting for about 5 minutes, maybe 10. Look at the juices flowing. I can't believe this. Let me turn it this way too. I want you to just keep seeing this. Look at these juices. Look at that, folks. This is pork done right, okay? We got this thing off right at 145 degrees. Nothing left to do now but cut into one of these babies. So I have a nice chef knife. This is a Dow Strong chef knife of the Quantum series. I use these a lot. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Whew. The pork itself, just the edges with all of that extra fat is just moist. You know it's cooked right, okay? Let's get cutting right now into one. Cutting like butter. Oh my goodness. This is what you want, folks. This is what you want. All right, I'm gonna do a taste test and we're gonna close this video out. First off, just look how tender. Look at the beautiful coloring that the Suckle Busters put on there. Nothing left to do but give it a taste test. These pork chops are magnificent, all right? Suckle Busters is the way to go for pork. Cooking indirect and then searing at the end is the right method for thick pork chops like this. I can't do anything but let you know how excited I am and how awesome this final product ended up. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe to my channel. Let others know what D-Ski Grills is up to. And as always, at D-Ski Grills, grilling is not a pastime, it's a passion. Folks, try this recipe out, you won't be sorry. Cook indirect, move it to the side. Doesn't matter how thick your meat is. Have a good, reliable thermometer to make sure that you cook at the right temperatures, do the right processes when it's time, okay? And you will end up with an awesome final product like this. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks again for joining me. Later.